going to get to Arsenal. Obviously, there was already a lot of talk. You'll be able to find most of that across our YouTube page on those VAR decisions against Brentford. But I want to push it forward with Arsenal here, Janusz, and I want to talk about the psychological impact, not just the feeling that that's gone against them, but the fact that it's back-to-back games now where they've dropped points and now they've got to face Manchester City. How does that impact them?
Look, I mean, for me, they have to beat Manchester City. If Arsenal lose this game against Manchester City, I suspect that the title will be decided between Manchester City and Manchester United, actually, because the impact of that on the back of the loss to Everton, a draw at home to Brentford, yeah, it's going to be massive. But then again, I'll say this again, just like, what do we expect? We always knew this was going to come. You and I have been here the whole season. I've always had doubts. I mean, this is 6 straight games where Arsenal has not changed their lineup. That's not good. On one hand, you'd say, okay, nobody's getting injured for the most part. But I think there's a tiredness, physical and mental as well. And you can see that a little bit because that chase, okay, I mean, it's impossible. I mean, Chelsea would have been very, very happy to be fourth this season. And all of a sudden now, everybody's here is having a go against Arsenal that they may be throwing the title away. I just think that it's absolutely incredible. I think it's irresponsible. If they win it, we're going to be talking about it for a long, long time. If they lose it, so what? They're still building towards being the team that can legitimately be considered as title contenders year in and year out.
But you talk about not changing the team. How important is it for Arteta not to second guess things against Man City and to stick with what he knows, or should he change things up? What should he do? What's going to be his approach?
There's not much. There's not much. And again, I mean, if you think that it's crazy and Arsenal are not doing a good job in fighting for that title, who do you put in there? I mean, obviously they have Jorginho, but he's a player that's just come in. I think he can make a difference, but not a massive one. I mean, from day one, we were excited about Arsenal, but what do we say? That they're short. Their squad is not big enough. There's a reason why they were going about, after Mudryk. They got Leandro Trossard, who came in and scored. I suppose he could be a change. I think this is gonna have to be a little bit of a tactical tweak, especially against Manchester City. Because look, I was watching this game closely, and for weeks now we've been talking about a role of Alexander Zinchenko, and he's been tremendous. But I think in this last game, it's almost as if he kind of said, I'm a leader, I'm doing well, but I think he's getting in the way of things. He's getting in the way of Martinelli, who's not been good, right? I mean, because that role where he comes inside, he's crowding out players. And I hope in a game against Manchester City that Mikel Arteta sees that, because I think these players, I don't want to say think they're better than they are, but they're almost trying to do a little bit too much. And we've seen that. Again, Martinelli's been off. Arsenal aren't balanced anymore. I don't think Saka is being used the way he has been, and maybe because it's heavy on the left-hand side with Zinchenko trying to combine there, pushing Xhaka a little bit farther. So to me, it's tactical more than anything else. I think there's got to be a little bit of different approach right now, a little bit more cynical, especially in that game on Wednesday.
That's interesting, though, that you say all that, because obviously it's strange for a team to be doing what seems to be the same things, but then it not working out for them when it comes to Arsenal, which is a kind of what you're suggesting a little bit, right? That something that they've been doing isn't working for them now.
Same approach, same players, and moments like these do come in a season. We've been waiting for a long time. We've been saying, well, what happens when Arsenal have a game or two like that? And they're having that right now. Obviously, what they do is going to be important. There's a massive game right now against Manchester City. And so what happens here is just a normal way of doing business. It happens to everybody in this league because it's that competitive and that's good. But I just think that we're asking Arsenal way, way too much. And then, I mean, we didn't think they were going to be anywhere near top 4. They are. And all of a sudden, the questions are being asked, why aren't they doing the right things? Just not capable of it, to do it throughout the season using basically 12, 13 players.
So do you think there's a chance then that Manchester United could overtake them this season if things just continue like this for them?
Absolutely. A deeper squad with a very good manager, just like Arteta is. we'll get to Manchester United in a second, but I think more quality in terms of experience with some of these players, and look at the results. I think, I've said it before even Arsenal lost it. Manchester United are in a fight. You're talking about 3 teams that are in the fight for the title, nobody else.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.